Janis, just to follow up on that, let's talk a little about to what extent can public-private partnerships actually work, or to what extent are they overhyped when it comes to protecting nature and doing some of this? Because clearly at a moment when there are both constraints in governments in terms of what they can afford to fund and also recognition of how the private sector plays a key role in all these decisions, what's your assessment of the interaction between these two actors as Martine has laid out?
Yes, and a couple of things. I want to pick up on one thing you said, which is the Amazon is the lungs of the planet. I want to add to that, most people don't know that the ocean actually produces 50% of the oxygen that we breathe. And so it is that terrestrial ocean interface that we really need to pay attention to, because I think we all really like to breathe. In terms of the public-private partnerships, they're hugely important for a clean energy transition. Ocean Conservancy is very much focused on a rapid, responsible, and just transition to 100% clean ocean energy and zero emissions shipping, and particularly in the ocean space, but also true in the land space. You can't get there only with the private sector, you can't get there only with the public sector, and you need the civil society actors like WWF, like Ocean Conservancy, participating in that conversation, because we bring nature to the table and we bring communities to the table. And particularly in the ocean, which is not privately owned, it's not allocated the same way that land is, you really need government to help de-risk and set the policy conditions where you can have the private sector come in and make those investments. And you mentioned the IRA. When you look at the CHIPS and Science Act, the Jobs Act, and the IRA, you have a pretty amazing green industrial policy put together that really requires and supports that public-private partnership to get where we need to get as a planet when it comes to clean energy. And so it is a fundamental part of what needs to happen, particularly the scale and the pace at which we need to operate requires those three sectors, public, private, civil society, working in concert to get where we need to be as fast as we need to get there.